Hi, it's me, Anya, and welcome back to Cozy Room Podcast. Hey guys, it's Artie. Welcome back to Cozy Room.
Womb, girl.
Womb, girl.
Hey, listeners. Welcome back to Cozy Room Podcast. My name is Shan. I am the mom of the girls, and this is a podcast about parenting, what to do, what not to do, and given to you honestly. Today is episode 24. Do you need maternity clothes? It's been so long since I talked about something baby-ish on this show. This season, I have been really focused on the growing kid, the kid that can do a lot on their own, because my kids are growing. My kids are no longer babies, but doesn't mean I can't go back in time and tell you a few tips and tricks. So this episode, I want to focus on maternity clothes for women. After having 2 kids, I will honestly tell you that buying maternity clothes, in my opinion, is completely unnecessary. They're super expensive. Most of the time, it's just a little bit more fabric that you need. Some women don't get bigger for the next 7 months, and then 7, 8, 9 months, that's when they're really showing. And it's really nothing that 2 sizes up can't fix. It's really nothing that 1 size up in the top can't fix, depending on when your milk comes in your breast, okay? So the reality is, I wore bigger sizes in women's Zara, Target, or H&M. Thankfully, I never had to buy a huge coat, but let's talk how to shop without going to the maternity section, because who's going to buy those maternity clothes from you? Nobody. Like Keith Sweat. Let's go. Now, let's get into Cozy Room Podcast, okay? And if you would like to find more about the show, follow us on Instagram or Twitter, okay? Now, if you notice on Instagram, when you put in Cozy Room Podcast, 2 Instagram pages pop up. One was my old page that was hacked, and the one with the most current podcast cover is the newer one. Follow that one. I can't even get into my old pages. Sorry. The stack of questions that I have today for the table topics is, what would you do? But you can find more topics for cards on tabletopics.com. And if you use my code for a discount for 15% off, you can get a discount on your order. So these table topics cards, what would you do? I feel like it challenges ethics and integrity. So this question is, what would you do if you were driving at night and you hit a dog? I would go ahead and see if I had something in my trunk to pick up the dog and move it to the side of the road and leave it there for someone to discard, because those people be driving by. There will be nowhere for me to take a dog at home. This is not my property. I will not be burying a random animal on this property. So there's that. That is what I would do. All right. Next question is, should the office of President of the U.S. be used to influence the morals of our country and world? No, because I feel like politics, a lot of people in politics don't have any morals. A lot of people in politics are the ones who are buying child porn and selling children. Like, let's be real. They have no room to be telling anybody anything. Let's get into the episode. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this show. The show is going to come back. I just wanted to let you guys know that there is a merch shop if you want to get some merch from Cozy Room Podcast and support the podcast, because everything helps me get webcam, me get merch ideas, me market the show, and I just appreciate it. And I love to see people are out and about having a sticker of Cozy Room, or wearing a t-shirt or a hoodie or a jacket. They do have jackets on there and they're real cute. I bought me one. Go to the Cozy Room shop with Teespring or you can support by going to CHANBEPODDIN.com and purchasing a book for podcasting or a book for someone in your family that I wrote. I appreciate it all. And if you would just like to donate to Red Circle, you can. The link is in the show notes. Now back to the show. Okay, so I did a lovely breakdown of how this maternity clothes thing will work. Stick with me. I'm going to make sure you get it. All right. So for me, I've had a spring baby and I've had a winter baby. But when I had my winter baby, I was somewhere where it was warm still, even in November. So if you're a mom conceiving in January, that means closer to the end of the time when you have that child is going to be cold. So you're looking at around September, October time. All right. Depending on where you live, you want to focus on buying fall things a bit bigger. February, it's cold. Depending on where you live, you're going to have that baby around October, November. You want to buy winter things a little bit bigger. All right. If you need to splurge on a coat, I'm sorry, but you might have to. March conceived babies is going to be cool closer to the time when you have that baby. November, December, buy winter bigger, about 10 pieces that you could layer, okay? April conceiving is going to be rainy. You're going to have that baby December, January, it might be super cold. Buy winter, a little bit of good pieces that you can buy, but things that are easy to take off when you need to go to the bathroom, because those last 2 months, those 8-9 months, you pee for every little thing you drink, okay? May conceived babies is going to be, January, February, depending on where you live. You want to buy winter. Maybe you want to buy fall if you live in the South. June conceived babies. You're still going to be in like February, March. Some places have longer winters, so you might still be in winter clothes. Buy spandex, bigger tops, loose-fitting dresses. July conceived babies. You could buy warm things, and that's easier because it's cheaper, it's less fabric. So it's going to be warm when you have your baby around March, April. Buy dresses. Focus on dresses. Dresses are easy. Sometimes you can get away with not wearing panties. August conceived babies is going to be hot. April, May, buy sundresses, spandex, t-shirts, tank tops. September conceived baby is going to be cool. May, June, shorts, tank tops, drawstrings, spandex. All right. October conceived babies, you're looking at June, July. That's when I was born. You want to wear dresses, tanks, easy tops, things you can easily take off and put on because you're going to be so exhausted. November conceived babies is going to be cold at the beginning and it's going to be warm later. So you're looking at July, August. You want to focus on sundresses, loose fitting clothes, things you can wear and easily toss if you don't want it anymore. December conceived babies. You're looking at August to September. Depending on where you live, it might be cooler. Focus on spandex, big sweaters, loose sweater dresses, and just be chill, okay? I think a lot of people overthink maternity and they think, oh, everything's going to be ugly because I'm pregnant. Not necessarily. If you know style, you'll figure out what you need to do. But I focused on shopping at stores like Zara, Target, Old Navy, H&M. Inexpensive. Yeah, I know it's not eco-friendly to shop at places that really have throwaway fashion. That's what I call it, because a lot of times the clothing is not higher end. You don't keep it for years unless it's outerwear, and you can easily toss it, but that's not really good for the environment. But at the same time, the way space is set up in a lot of people's apartments and homes, We don't have the space to be holding on to clothes just because, oh yeah, remember the time when I was pregnant with such and such and I wore this. We don't have the time. We don't have the space. Ain't enough space bags, okay? You want to avoid spending money on coats, boots, leather goods, and expensive sneakers because your foot is going to change sizes. I already talked about this a little bit, but my feet are not my feet that I used to have before I was pregnant with Ari, okay? My feet spread, and then once I lost all the excess water that was in my feet trying to get to my boob, yes, that happens. The tightness of a certain shoes that I love, it never went back to normal, so don't really spend money on expensive footwear when you're close to the end of your pregnancy because your foot is going to be swollen and stuff is not going to fit. Maternity clothing can be expensive. Who do you know buys maternity clothing secondhand? I've never seen maternity clothing in secondhand stores. I've never seen a section. I'm sure someone has a business now where they have secondhand maternity clothes. But when somebody's pregnant for the first time, who is like, okay, let me shop here for secondhand maternity clothes? And don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with shopping secondhand. That's what thrift stores are, okay? For the longest time when I lived in New York, I shopped in a lot of thrift stores. Now it's just like here and there because Atlanta really doesn't have good thrift stores like they used to have back in the day when I was in high school. I miss By the Pound. It was in East Point, and oh my God, that store had everything, just bins and bins of denim, shirts, accessories, vintage tech, tees, cowboy boots. I just loved it. I loved it. I could spend hours in that store. And I just want you to save your money. You have so many things to spend money on regarding that baby that buying expensive maternity clothes is just not it. It doesn't make any sense, okay? Save your money and just go up 2 sizes. Save your money and try to conceive in a time where you'll have your child in a warmer month where you won't spend that much money on bigger clothes, okay? Order online if you can and order out of season. I talked to so many people about this, but that's what you need to do. If it's winter now, you need to be ordering summer stuff. Same thing for the baby, that first year of the baby's life, buy out of season. You can go ahead and calculate the age that they will be next summer and what sizes they'll probably be in. Go ahead and buy that. If you see some sandals in a size that they will probably be able to fit it, go ahead and buy that. If you see some sneakers that you like and a size that they're not there yet, go ahead and buy that. The reality is your child really doesn't need any cute baby shoes until about 8 to 9 months. And that's pushing it if your child is not a fast walker, okay? Anya started walking at 11 months. I think Ari started walking at like 10 or 11 months also. Okay, it really depends on the baby, but save your money. Spend your money on mani-pedis because you deserve it. You're going through this process, and not every woman gets to go through this process, and it's going to take a toll on your body, but that doesn't mean you have to feel not like yourself because you have to wear maternity clothes. You don't. Just go up a size, okay? Old Navy also has a maternity clothing section, but you really don't because Old Navy stuff runs a bit loose and a bit big, and I promise you could fit in regular size clothes. Stop dwelling on things like maternity clothes. Is not that big of a deal. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Get good, comfy nursing bras also from Target. I remember I had a nursing bra well after the girls were born, walking and still around, that I just liked. I know it's a nursing bra, but nobody else knows it's a nursing bra because it's just so comfortable. And I've had it for years. They make great quality nursing bras. So I just wanted you to know. And when in doubt and you don't know what you want, make a Target registry Also, you can make a registry on Amazon.com, and you can, what was I going to say? Pay attention to when Target has their baby sale. They have a great sale each year on baby clearance. And if you're thinking about getting pregnant, or you know somebody that's pregnant, go in there and go get you a gift. And that is my tips on maternity clothing for women. Peace, and thank you for listening to Cozy Womb Podcast. If you would like to donate to the show, you can in the show notes. Please, please, please leave me more reviews on Apple Podcast app, Spotify, and let people know what you think of the show. If you know a mom, please share the podcast to a mom. If you know a new dad, please share the podcast to a dad, because I think dads need to be educated too. A lot of times when people speak baby and pregnancy, they're talking to women because that's where babies come out of. But at the same time, dad needs to be up on game too. I appreciate you listening. Peace. Bye.
Bye.